10 break, actually, it's kind of like what 10 minutes. Okay, I hope you got some refreshments, coffee, and water. No, I need water. Okay, what is the process? This is the
Naubos na?
process, simply put,
Latinos.
right? You become a student for 1 to 4 years, depending on the program that you chose. Then, also depending on the program you chose, you become a worker. You get an open work permit or a postgraduate work permit, either for 1 year to 3 years. But for you to be able to use that work experience, you only need 1 year. 1 year of work experience, pwede ka nang maging PR or mag-apply for PR using the Express Entry Program. That is a very complicated program, but that's your option. Express Entry Program. Okay? Explain natin yan later on. So, after mo maging worker, you become a, you get an invitation to apply for permanent residence. Magiging PR ka, right? Pag maging PR ka na, okay, after 3 years, maging Canadian citizen ka, right? Because you just need to apply for that. So all in all, okay, using the student pathway, in about 5 to 9 years, citizen ka na from this point forward. Right? So, depende yun kung gaano ka kasipag at kung gaano ka, kung gaano ka kabilis, kasipag mag-monitor ng timeline mo. Right? Because sometimes people, let, days and years and months pass by, they miss the opportunity na mag-apply for permanent residence or mag-apply for PR na sila, hindi nag-apply ng citizenship. But, just to give you an idea, this is just how much time we need, from being a Filipino to becoming a Canadian. Right? Okay, so these are your options. These are just, program names. But you can actually take a photo of this and research on your own, but I'll give you a bit of a summary. A Canadian Experience class is under the Express Entry Program. You have to be in the Express Entry pool to be able to benefit from the Canadian Experience class. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito is that you have to have experience in Canada for 1 year to qualify in the Canadian Experience class. And, come in. Oh, wrong seminar. Okay. All right. So if you have 1 year of Canadian experience within the last 3 years, so ito especially appropriate for students. I remember I told you after your studies, magkakaroon kayo ng open work permit through the postgraduate work permit. So yung experience na yon, the 1 year, pwede na yon for Express Entry. Okay? When you are in the Express Entry pool, okay, once the government does a draw, may draw yan eh, every 3 months, they don't really say when, pero pag they draw and your number of points, qualify, like for example, you have 490 points and they say that, okay, all of the people in the Express Entry pool with 490 points will get an invitation to apply. So that's how the Express Entry works. Okay? So when you get an invitation to apply, you just submit your application for permanent residency. You have the opportunity to become permanent resident, but you have to also, make sure that your application is, follows all the requirements of a PR. application. Okay? And for career experience class, you do need to have English skills, such as CLE 7 for if your occupation is highly skilled, and CLE 5 if your occupation is like a low skilled occupation. Federal skilled worker is also part of the express entry system. Okay, ang difference nito is yung experience mo kahit na outside of Canada. Right? Yun ang difference nito. But again, this is ang English requirement nito is CLE 7 or it's high ang English requirement nito. And for you to have enough points, dapat mataas din yung educational attainment mo. Dapat, either bachelor or master or PhD for you to get the required number of points. So, ito medyo mahirap. For me, my opinion, the Canadian experience class earlier that I showed you is best for students because you already gained your experience sa Canada. So, that's easiest. And of course, the provincial nominee program is also an option para sa mga students. There are seriously more than 80 provincial nominee programs across all of the provinces in Canada. And ang provincial nominee program usually para ito sa mga candidates or applicants na may strong language skills, mataas ang educational level, mataas ang English skills, and highly skilled yung trabaho. Okay, just for the sake of, I guess you doing your own research, these are the different provincial nominee programs appropriate for international graduates in Canada. There's a lot of them, but that only means that you do have a lot of options. Right? I can't explain it each and every one today, but these are the options that you have for provincial nominee. I guess it will help also to explain. I also got to Canada through the provincial nominee program. I wasn't a student, but I was a tourist when I went to Canada. I was a tourist, and I just thought of applying to different companies. I guess I was at the right place at the right time at that during that year, 2008. Nag-apply ako, and then nag-submit ako ng application to different companies. And luckily, one of them called me, and really needed the skills that I had. Back in the day, I managed an outsourcing firm for pharmaceutical companies. And part of my job was recruitment, right? And I capitalized on that skill, to find a job in a recruitment company in Canada. So, luckily, yung recruitment company na yun offered me a job, even if I was a tourist. They knew that I didn't have work authorization in Canada, but they were willing to process my papers. So, because they needed my skill, right? So, I guess the lesson behind that is, if you do have the skill and the drive and the detail to want to work in Canada and just be a permanent resident, it's possible. It's possible through different ways, not just the provincial nominee program. So Later on, I will show you some videos of the actual students who are also who are already in Canada, and one of them actually is not even finished with school, but she's already getting job offers from different organizations who are offering her permanent residency. So, I guess it's not just a combination of it's a combination of hard work and your knowledge of what you need to do in order to become successful in your goal to become a PR. And lahat yun, and opportunities, lahat yun, all together will get you your objective. These are the frequently asked questions. Nandito ba yung, okay. Through English. Okay, English test. Ito, madalas sila natanong sa akin, kailangan ba ng English test? Because natatakot sila mag-take ng English test. No, don't be scared to take an English test. We're an English-speaking country. We can speak English, diba? I mean, kaya natin yan. So, and some courses only require CLB5. So, mag-take kayo ng English test. Pero, CLB5 is the level of, sa IELTS kasi meron yan with different levels na speaking, listening, reading, and there's another one for comprehension. So, to combine all of these things, you just need that minimal, level of English skills. So, 4 or 5. So, just take it. But in the event that you don't want to take it, there are also schools that don't require English tests. But very rarely. Okay? So, yes, you do require an English test. English test. Sorry, what else? Can I use a family friend, grandparent, partner, company, or employer as a sponsor for my proof of funds? I think there was somebody who asked me this earlier. Yes, you can. You can. They need to provide an affidavit, though, that they're willing to sponsor you, and you need to get their bank certificates, etc. They need to give their financials with the affidavit. Okay. Is there an age limit? This was a question earlier. I would like to say that there's no age limit because that we have students that we've gotten approval for that's like 50 years old, right? But I don't, if you're 60, I doubt if you still want to study, but you probably still can if you want to, But there's really no age limit. How much money is required? I think I was able to answer that earlier. About 1.3. That if you're a single person, and you just add an additional 4,000 Canadian per person to that, if you have family members to bring with you. How long is the whole process? From the time that you decide, okay, I want to study in Canada and I want to, that you start gathering your documents. Usually document gathering takes longer than the actual application process. Document gathering is about, I'd say, 2-3 months if you're quick, to secure, your certificates, your MBI, and things like that. That's 3 months. And then after submission, we have experience getting an approval as fast as 18 days to as long as 3 months. So that's kind of like the timeline. So 3 months for document gathering and about 20 to 90 days for the actual approval. Okay. Next. No, now, you're here, I'm sure, because you want to know how you can do this yourself, right? And of course, that's the reason why we want to give you the step by step also, because of course that's most cost efficient, okay? And you can fully control the step by step monitoring of your application, where it is, and what's going on with it, and pag na-approve, syempre, how proud ka sa sarili mo na, oh, I was able to do it myself, right? Of course. But there are also pros to using an immigration consultant, because we actually do have the actual knowledge and expertise to help you and get your visas approved. Your chances is greater because of what we have experienced before. We can apply that to your particular case. And if you're very busy, using an immigration consultant will also be very helpful for you. You do have the peace of mind that you're on the right track and you're doing the right things, right? And it's also ideal for people who present the red flags that we showed earlier, the reason for refusal. If you do have those red flags, then it's best to use an immigration consultant so that you can address those red flags right away. And if you've been previous to the refuse, of course, you need guidance also in lodging your application. All right, next. Okay, well, of course, if you decide you want to use an immigration consultant, we are here for you. iConnect Global Immigration, as I had mentioned earlier, is licensed by CICC. It's a Canadian Immigration and Citizenship Consultants of Canada. Our license number is R70878, and I already told you how to look for for legitimate immigration consultants. You go to college.ic.ca. You'll find the drop down where you can click on find an immigration consultant and type in the name of that person there, and so if that person is licensed to practice actively. Okay, and we do have a very high approval rate for study visa applications. We're very proud of that. And we give you very honest and transparent evaluation of your chances. I don't sugarcoat anything. If not qualified, I will let you know. I will tell you. And because I also don't want you to have false hopes, right? We do address the red flags head on, using immigration case laws. Because of our experience, we do have knowledge on what laws to cite in our submission letters, in our cover letters, so that your immigration officer knows that you know what you're talking about, because you cite previous cases that are similar to your particular case, so that they know na, alam nito yung sinasabi niya, they know that kailangan ma-approve to because, ito yung case law that they are referring to, right? We also do have a very confidential client management system. It's fully automated. All of our requirements and documents that you send us will go through a client portal. There is no exchange by email, so that you yourself can monitor what documents you have already submitted, what documents you're missing, right? So it's very important also to us that we are able to keep your documents safely. because that's part of our mandate as immigration consultants. We need to be careful in handling documents of our clients. We write your letter of explanation or statement of purpose. The statement of purpose actually addresses all this is your explanation. This tells the immigration officer your intent. Okay? Why you want to study in Canada, why you chose that school, what your plan is after studying, saan mo kinuha yung pera mo, bakit kailangan ka bakit kailangan ka bumalik sa Pilipinas, yung ties mo, that will explain it, yung letter of explanation na yun. Okay, and we help you write that because we think that it's very crucial. It's a very crucial component of your application. This can make or break your application. So we write that for you. But of course, we ask you questions about it. We don't just, invent it. Anyway, okay, our guarantee. Our guarantee, we don't offer refunds, but we do offer reapplication for free. Just in case, we got refused, we will reapply for you for free, right, until you get approval. Okay, and I've been mentioning my other company, Adding Global Recruiting. We are that of course iConnect Global is affiliated with a recruitment company that can help you in finding a job after you study, after your school. All right. What else? Why? Okay, yeah, we connect you with a mentor. A mentor is somebody who can help you. Somebody you can ask about, okay, saan ba maganda bumili ng walis? Or ng tabo? Or something like that. Saan mo pinakawang malapit na, na Filipino store? Saan mo masarap yung, kasi, yung gano'n. Or what do I do the first time I land in Canada? Where do I get my SIN? What bank is best for me? Okay? What bank offers credit cards to students? So it's very important that you know somebody who you can ask about, how you can settle into Canada. So we connect you with a mentor so that it's easier for you. Okay? Yeah. Okay, medical services, yeah. Yan yung mga pwedeng itulong sa inyo ni mentor. Okay. All right, what our clients are saying. I'll let you, I'll show you some videos of some of our clients about their experience working with us. So, Julie, she's actually here, one of the team members. Julie, she is going to Canada in September, fall intake for a Master in Business Administration at University Canada West. Let's hear what she has to say.
Rina is very easy to talk to. She's very likable. She listens to you really well. She understands all the details of your case, and she tries to understand where you're coming from. Also, as some of you already know, we are required to submit a letter of explanation, which I think is the major part of an application. And she showed me how thorough she is. She's very detailed. She discusses each and every point with you before she submits it. And that's one thing that I like about her. There were several red flags in my case. For one, I'm almost 50 years old, and I think that's a big challenge in applying for a student visa. And I made the right decision in getting Ria because after only 18 days, we were approved. And I would recommend Ria to all of you because making the process, well, easy, um, and enjoyable at the same time. So, um, we use the best.
Okay. And Julius is a graphic design and project management student at one of the most sought after schools in Canada, in Vancouver, PCIT. You probably have heard of it. Uh, graduates of I graduates of PCIT are really in demand in whatever industry they choose to work in or work out of. So here's Julius for you.
Hi, I'm Julius, an international student here in BC and one of the clients of Miss Ria. Uh, Miss Ria, she's quite meticulous and very transparent throughout the process of my application. I really appreciate how she handled my inquiries uh, because I was a bit worried when I applied due to the fact that I'm already 43 years old then, and I also applied for my wife and my son. So sure enough, because of our expertise, we managed to secure our permits in less than a month. So to all of you guys who are planning to apply, good luck and God bless.
Alessandra. Alessandra here, she's an ECE or childhood education student at Douglas College. She has been a teacher here in the Philippines for quite some time, and she decided, she wants um, to upgrade her education, and that's how she explained it on her statement of purpose. This is exactly what I was talking to you about. She already has a degree in education, and then she opted, she wants to study um, education again in Canada. That may have been a a red flag, but we explained to them that if she wants to study in Canada, because Canada has a different view about early childhood education. They're more advanced, they have new trends, they're more inclusive and things like that. So these are things that you need to explain to the officer in your letter of explanation. So let's hear from Alessandra.
I recommend the services of Pizzeria in attaining this enablement because of her knowledge of the whole process which allows her to be attentive to every detail throughout her application. And her participation in the your file contains the necessary information requested. She also keeps in mind what exactly the verification office is looking out for from the applicant.
Well, Jella is actually a work permit holder, a husband may don't have student.
Hi, I'm Jelay. I'm one of the leading crew for Maria's Excellence and Legitimacy. One of the decisions I made when I process my application is to make sure that I'll bring my family with me in Canada, which tells me at first because it won't be easy compared to applying alone. But then Maria really paid for everything. Maria answers your queries in no time. She doesn't sugarcoat anything regarding your application. You just have to trust the process and be patient. So if you are going or planning to change your life for better, then I highly recommend the service of Maria.
Jella has two kids with her that she brought to Canada. Now, Nance is the applicant I was telling you about that she only took a 1 year program. She did an education assistant program. She's already a teacher here. She did an education assistant program in Red Deer College in Alberta. Um, but even before, bago pa siya mag-graduate, nag, nakakakuha na siya ng mga provincial nominee job offers. So that's, it's possible. Pag talagang in demand yung program mo, that can happen.
My name is Nancy Senior and I'm currently an international student here in Alberta, Canada. So while I was applying for my student visa application, I initially thought of preparing and submitting my application by myself, but my mom told me that it would be better if we have an immigration consultant to guide us and to make sure that we're not missing any files before we submit our application. So I found Pizzeria. Pizzeria is actually one of my closest friends' aunt. So in the process of preparing my application, Pizzeria made sure to explain everything to me, like explaining how the process would go, and we also went through all the red flags and made sure to answer everything through my SOP. She also added some important details that would strengthen my application. And as an overthinker, I tend to worry about every single detail, but Pizzeria made sure to answer all of my questions. And what I appreciate the most is that she communicated with me every single day and made sure to give me updates. And even now, while I'm in the process of applying for a new application, she would always answer my questions, even though it's late in the evening or it's early in the morning, and I'm really thankful. I would 100% recommend Pizzeria as your immigration consultant because of how reliable, kind, and thorough she is throughout your application process.
Just disclaimer, I don't answer questions every single day. That's too much. But yes, I'm pretty accessible, through different channels. Yes, not every day. Okay, all right. So we've come to the end of our program, of our seminar. And because you're here, we're offering you a very special deal. If you want to work with us, our usual fee for a study permit application is 3,500 Canadian dollars. But for today, we're offering a 50% discount for attendees of this seminar. And we are also offering a payment plan where you only pay half upon signing the retainer agreement or the contract upon signing up, and you pay the balance after 90 days or prior to submitting your application to IRCC, or whichever comes first. So basically, before we submit your application, it should have been paid for already. And and the reapplication guarantee still applies. We apply for you in case, hopefully you don't get to use the guarantee because, you get to apply or you get to be approved right on the first application. But just in case, there's that guarantee that you will be able to reapply again or reapply. And application fees, which amount to about $350 per school. If the school is affiliated with us or we're affiliated with a school, those application fees are up to 3 schools. So, you have to let us know what schools napupusuan niyo. All right. Okay, what to do next? Okay, no, sorry. Here's what it looks like in pesos or in USD. So you just for comparison purposes. Okay, it's about for a study permit application. It's about 72,000 pesos. If you are bringing your spouse or common law partner, then that's an additional 21,000 pesos. And if you are bringing a child, a dependent, that's an additional 10,000 pesos. So that's basically just add those up. That's what it looks like. Right? Now, what to do next? If you're interested in availing of that offer, just approach anyone who's wearing this, and they'll give you, or you actually fill out the assessment form in your folder, and then give it to somebody who's wearing the shirt. Okay, and then they will discuss with you the next steps for it. But basically, what we want to do is, we want to assess if you qualify for a study permit. Okay, we want to let you know right away. Okay, is it a yay or a nay, so that you don't waste your time. And then after that, we can process your payment right away, or what we can do is send you an invoice by email. That invoice will tell you how you can pay, either by credit card or by bank transfer to our Canadian bank account. And then you will also, after we receive your initial fee, you will receive a retainer agreement that states, it's a contract that states our objective, our responsibilities as your immigration consultant, and your responsibilities as an applicant. Okay, because it's a joint accountability. Okay, that doesn't mean that when you use an immigration consultant, you get approved right away. You have to do the work as well. Okay. I keep explaining also to some people how immigration consulting works, and I use the medical doctor analogy. When you go to a medical doctor and you consult, and tell them, okay, this is what I'm suffering from, okay, and when you consult, they tell you what to do, right? They recommend, they advise you, they give you things that you need to follow, right? But if you don't follow them, you're not going to get cured, or it's also not guaranteed that you will, eventually at the end of the day get cured. So it's in the same breath, okay, we don't also guarantee 100% that your application will get approved. But, as I mentioned, the guarantee is we will reapply for you until you get approved. So hopefully, that you don't have to use that guarantee, but that guarantee is available to you. Okay? Any questions? I will be sitting here if you have any questions for me and you don't want to use the mic for it. If you have individual questions, just feel free to approach me. But for right now, just answer the assessment forms and give it to your representative, and then we'll let you know, if there's information that will be more useful for you. Okay? All right? Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. All right, and we will stay here for your questions.
Yung raffle, tanong yung raffle ko ba? How does raffle work?